They'll go ahead and plant themselves in position. Few holding on to the Avatar, the Guardian himself. Both gold laners still up top.
Yeah.
But that's fine. Super Marco can just join the fight if he wants to. They'll try to go ahead and alleviate some of the pressure if they can, but oh, hold on. They're even in the bottom side.
Okay. Yue with a feather airstrike, but got interrupted by Kyle Teasy
Kyle.
with the Unleash the Beast, though. Demon Kai jumps in, but gets caught out by Few. Kyle Teasy also falls down, but Dominic Kai was able to free hit. Now he sets his eyes on Flap Teasy. Might be able to escape, though. Dashing in, dashing out, but Renegade catches him as a double kill from Dominic Kai one again, and Renegade kills off Flap Teasy.
Gratuitous violence. Aurora clapping back. They don't get the turtle, but Falcons have lost way too much in that engagement. Aurora now focuses on the tower in mid, and of course, Super Marco is stuck in farming mode right now because he is desperately behind Domenkite in the farm. Domenkite is at 6,000. Super Marco is just about to hit 5K. And with everything that Falcons did there, they were all just too clumped up that the chip would be more than happy to drop down damage and stuns for everyone. And that is all that Aurora needed. Meanwhile, up top,
Action-packed again. They're ganking up on Renegade as Kyle Teasy picks up the kill. Flap Teasy trying to escape there up against Edward, Dominkite, and Yue. Ogun jumps in as well. One casualty so far for Aurora.
Okay, so they ended up fighting up there, but yeah, Renegade goes down. Let's take a quick look. You were just talking about the items here. How's it looking, Renwar?
all right, for the two gold laners, only up to a golden staff is the Moskov. Meanwhile, already on the way to the Holy Crystal for Dominkite. I believe he has, if I'm not mistaken, that should already be 3 stacks on the Kimi Sky Piercer. If not, it's only 2. But still, that's a development that Falcons really need to watch out for, because everything that's happened so far has been them finding 2, finding 3, but then not being ready for the clapback. Again, this is one of the benefits of having a Revitalize on the lineup against a lineup that has no Revitalize. Those little seconds buy so much space and opportunities for your team.
Yeah, that does a lot of healing, and even if you decides to take the Avatar of the Guardian, you know, he doesn't have the Revitalize, so that's how they have to play around it.
Yeah, and with all the healing on the board, there's just a lack of dominance ices and anti-healing, actually. That has to be rectified by these two teams. There are glowing wands on the mages, but you need more anti-heal coming from both.
And you also have to worry about Dominkite already picked up a Holy Crystal. Interesting, went with the Concentrated Energy paired up with the Sky Piercer. So now at the 301, not quite sure when he got those stacks in. It's going to be harder to kill Dominkite, harder to reach him, but expect a lot of damage from Dominkite.
It's going to be big here for that Lord once it's up. And if they decide to commit to it once again, this is going to be a little difficult for Falcons on these team fights when they're fighting around the choke points of the objectives. That seems to be where they struggle because it is so important on their positioning. And most likely at that feud, depending on what ultimate he decides to take, tends to change a course of a lot of these team fights that do break out. So again, we'll see if it's going to work out. Super Marco picking up the DHS now. He's got the 3 items that he needs. He's done relatively well catching up, at least to get into a fighting form, I'd say, here on the Moskov.
Okay. Radiant Armor already built up there for Edward, so that should help with the damage output that few could bring to the table. Plus, at the same time, that lowers the need for Edward to go back to base if ever he gets brought down too low. Good HP regen base on it. So now Falcons are going to have to contest this, but it seems like it's going to be difficult for them to find an opening because Rora, slow blitz, already no ultimate for this Lucas.
And then he casted the traction pulse also. Flap Teasy caught in the middle. Unleashed the pieces there, but Flap Teasy got bursted down. Renegade from the back as Demonkite having the time of his life, trying to slice and dice every single Falcon he sees, and 2 members are down.
Not a good fight for Falcons there. They get caught out, and now they're going to lose this Lord here. A big objective for Rora to march towards the base of Falcons.
Off timing for Flap Teasy, and it looks like a little bit of miscommunication on the side of Falcons. Aurora, again, what we mentioned about them yesterday, one of the best teams in the league this season when it comes to punishing the smallest of errors. They can just find massive openings in the game with that. And Renegade sniffed them out and saw even more.
Oh, look at that few, just so low off of a couple. Feathered airstrikes from Yue. And again, that's why the Farsa is so good right now. Are they ready for this defense?
Yeah, I think they're able to clear out the Lord and not lose any inhibitor turrets unless something happens like a Renegade flicker from the back or the traction pulse paired up with the AOG. can catch someone from Team Falcons, it could spell disaster for them. But still, the clear wave of Team Falcons can mitigate what Aurora's pushing right now.
Okay. Base is held on to. The shields are all going to be popped, though. So that they are at least... Falcons still get some breathing room before the next objective. About 2 minutes buys them time here.
Yeah. Honestly, right now, the hard part for Team Falcons is that apart from the gold lead that Aurora has established, Aurora has endless of possibilities to execute initiations and at the same time punish.
Yeah.
There's the Traction Pulse AOG combo, not to mention Renegade consistently going from the back and casting that ultimate. And of course, a Demon Kite, the late entries that could clean up the initial damage that can come from Doming Kite and Yue.
Yeah, Doming Kite has dealt the most damage in this game so far, shared with Yue. They're both hovering around 30,000 damage dealt and climbing. While Super Marco, because he has been stuck with just trying to open up the map for Falcons, has dealt a measly 6,700. Still just hovering around that in terms of total damage dealt to heroes. So Falcons now, the next few sequences, they're just going to be forced to having Super Marco with them since he's already built up with his trinity of the Scythe, Golden Staff, and the DHS. But again, there's only so much that they could do in this scenario. Kyle TZ already up to a Queen's Wings, but that's only 3 core items. While Demon Cat is already going hybrid as he has his main 3 items in the Heptasis, the Malefic Roar, War Axe, and now he even has Antiku Ra, so he has good survivability in case he gets caught by the main physical damage dealers in the side of Falcons.
Yeah, that's something we're going to have to pay attention to, too, is because Falcons and trying to catch up to this goal deficit that they have to work against, they might choose not to fight, you know, at least around the Lord, and rather in the base, unless they somehow get a big advantage from it because of the fact that they are behind. They have decent damage, but still, there's another big item power spike for Domikite now. He's been pretty much chilling in the back lane, just able to, and that's always the case with Kimmy, man. How do you catch the Kimmy when you have it protected so well, especially with a Ganakacha and the chip? Yeah. It's too tough to get, and then, you know, you're forced into those team fights sometimes because of the Kimmy across from you. So they're going to go ahead and start up the Lord here. Falcons, we'll see if they really want to go ahead and contest this. You still have Ogwin up on the top side, making sure that Super Marco is going to be fine. Well, Doming Kite starts this up. He'll hold it at half. Meanwhile, Demon Kite still at the bottom, but again, do they pull the trigger on this with this kind of lead? Sea Halbert picked up too. They're going to go for it.
Yue, Doming Kite still has their Purifies as Demon Kite picks up the Lord without a sweat there. Edward might even go for Flapteezy. Feathered airstrike from Yue and bursts down Flapteezy immediately. Oh, but down to the bottom lane though. Team Falcons want to make quick work of View, but View is going to fall down. Now the counterattack though. Ogwin jumps in. Kyle TZ joins the picture. Has the Unleash the Beast. And we're working on Super Marco, but Ogwin is going to fall down. Kyle TZ up against 3. There's the Unleash the Beast again, and he brings down Doming Kite. But Edward, Yue, Renegade still in the picture.
Kyle TZ is alone. He has used the Winter Crown. Can he buy time? Buy space? Still takes down Yue eventually to be shut down by Edward. And now, Super Marco is here.
Super Marco jumps in, dishing out the damage onto Edward. He might be able to clear out the Lord, but that was enough. Time bought from Kyle TZ. Renegade from the back. He has the shortcut. Demon Kite enters the picture. Wind of Nature. Edward has the stun. A beautiful taunt and bursts down Super Marco. Lord still up for Aurora. Team Falcons desperately trying to defend. They still have all their inhibitor turrets. And now Renegade just waiting for the perfect moment again to cast that shortcut.
Oh man, they're just going to clear this out, but talk about a response from both teams. First, the play from Kyle TZ, then you have the shortcut from Renegade to put Rora back into it. But ultimately, what did it lead to? Falcons still holds on to the base turrets. I'm not sure if Rora can continue on, and we're back to where we were before.
Renegade, an all-star roamer this season, in case you missed our Alamat Awards. And Edward, they call him Mr. Consistent. Because when you need someone to make a big move with big consequences, you got to count on him to find that moment. He's 2-1-11 on this Gacha, and those taunts that he is dishing out all throughout this game have stopped Falcons from making some major sequences that could have changed the story of this game number 1.
So good right now. between both teams, honestly, for a game one as they work for it. But I would say at this point, oh no, shortcut.
Another collapse for Aurora, brings down El Capitan Few. Ogwin used the ultimate though, but they're not being able to take down any members of Aurora. Super Marco can dish out the damage. AOG coming in from Edward, finishing Immortality pop. Kyle T's working on Dominkite. Dominkite pops his Wind of Nature and Purify, and brings down Renegade. 1-for-1 trade. Speed of destruction from Super Marco. He catches Dominkite. Dominkite Immortality pop. Demonkite has to walk away. Purify casted by Dominkite. Flapteezy soaking up the damage as Edward has to back.
No!
And Dominkite got eliminated.
The bulletproof has found the mark, and there goes the Tsunami Slam by the Master. Falcons have found a victory, but in the middle of the map, it's Demonkite.
Demonkite pushing in onto the middle lane. Even Ewan takes down Ogwin. 3 members have to recall here, but Few was able to go back and clear out the mid lane.
Game one, and it's already cinematic.
Ooh.
What is going on between these two teams?
What a start to this series. Just when you thought Rora would continue dominating this game, Falcons have found moments, Falcons have found ways, and now they have their eyes set on getting their Lord, but Renegade, the All-Star, is here!
Here comes the ultimate! And still Few will get the Lord. Demonkite quite low, brought down by Super Marco. Renegade as well will go in. SOD! Super Marco again with a crucial play.
Is that a bird? Is that a plane? It's Super Marco!
And now the push for Team Falcons. They have a cart in the middle lane. It's just Yue, Edward to defend. Feathered airstrike to clear out the minions. But again, the problem remains for Aurora. Team Falcons has the Lord up top.
Oh, and man, you've got a couple members of Rora facing down Falcons. Can they stop it?
Ogwin jumps in once again. Edward soaking up the damage. He has his revitalized though, but until when can he stand it? AOG used defensively, has his immortality, but Team Falcons locked their eyes on the base, and a comeback win for the Falcons.
The team that faced a reverse sweep last night have delivered an emphatic turnaround